The iPhone 16 Pro and 16 are going to be released in about 3 months. If you don't know, Apple always releases their iPhones about the second Tuesday of September. So, if you check your calendars, we are only 3 months away from this iPhone's release. Yes, we just got iOS 18 on these new devices, and I've been loving iOS 18. I've been testing it out on my iPhone 13 Pro Max, and it's great. But this OS can give us actually a spoiled look for the future for what can we get to this new iPhone 16 and 16 Pro. This new iOS 18 release got so much new AI features, especially Apple Intelligence features, that can give us a glimpse onto the future of the iPhone. But either way, the new iPhone 16 and 16 Pro are going to have some hardware changes that most likely you don't know. So let's talk about it. First of all, the iPhone 16s. The iPhone 16 is going to have a new design. Yes, it's going to have a new design. The new camera bump will change, all because of Apple Vision Pro and spatial video. Yes, Apple is preparing the next normal iPhones to adopt spatial video. If you don't know, currently only the Pro model iPhones, the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, support spatial video. But with the release of the Apple Vision Pro, Apple's future of computing, Apple wants to make all devices capable of recording spatial video. And so they are going to make the camera bump orientation different. Right now, currently the iPhone 13s, since I do believe, have gotten this diagonal camera placement. But into the future, Apple is looking forward to put a classical design. They are going to use the vertical layout, just like the iPhone 10, iPhone 11, and iPhone 12s. These are going to be for a reason, not just because Apple just wanted to change it again. No, the reason is quite simple. You cannot record spatial video with two lenses on a diagonal position. No, you do need the ultra-wide lens and you do need the wide lens, and they need to be on a vertical position. So they need to share at least the same two axes. They need to share the Y and the X axis. They cannot not share any of them. So that's the big reason why Apple is going to change the camera bump from the iPhone 16. It's big for people that like to have the new look of the iPhone. It will change a bit, the camera bump. So if you do really care about the look of your iPhone from the back, the iPhone 16 is going to change it. But I do believe that's going to be it. No 120 Hz, no new big overall design, no new display. So yes, it's going to keep up all the same things. USB-C 2.0, the camera bump is going to change a bit, the material is going to be aluminum, we will get some new colors, probably some new shades of green, yellow, pink, black and white, and not that much, because we got on the iPhone 15, which was a huge upgrade. We got Dynamic Island, we got USB-C, and the 40 megapixel sensor. So expect only on the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus small changes specifically to the camera bump to adopt the new spatial video. Yes, super exciting. If you do love Apple Vision Pro, I do believe it's a deal breaker for the future of the iPhone, and I think it will change lots of people's perspective on what video can look like, because it will change the way we store our memories. But for now, it's kind of a gimmick, and it's not that big for the iPhone 16. As for the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max, well, those are going to change a bit. Those iPhones will keep around the same new design trend from the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, but they are going to change some things up. Currently, the new iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, they got this brushed titanium look. But according to leaks, we are going to get a more smooth look, like polished look. The iPhone 13 Pro Max, that's the reason I'm holding it, this has a polished look on the stainless steel. And with the release of the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, we got a brushed look. Now, the leaks are pointing out for the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max to get this same polished look as stainless steel. Apple has probably figured it out that it looks better this way, although it attracts more fingerprints. I don't know, maybe they find out a new way to manufacture these iPhones, super complicated, but it makes fingerprint free. I'm not sure, but I do believe they look amazing, and I cannot wait to see these on the new iPhone 16 Pro with titanium. Also, the more changes to the design. According to rumors, we are going to get an even bigger camera bump with even bigger lenses. The wide lens is getting even bigger, so it will let in even more light. This means even better low light video, even better low light photography, but especially even more bokeh. That's the reason that I want this bigger sensor, more bokeh on my videos. Yes, that's the big downfall of the iPhone still, the bokeh, the depth of field on our videos. That's why I still use a mirrorless camera. But if you can get an even bigger sensor, which means even sharper and better video quality, I cannot wait for that. As for the megapixel count, it will be still the same 48 megapixel sensor on the main wide lens. But on the ultra-wide, it's where there are going to be more changes. Because according to leaks and rumors, we are getting a 48 megapixel ultra-wide lens. Oh my god, that would be so cool. Imagine all of your ultra-wide shots much sharper and much better in low light. Currently, the ultra-wide lens has some problems shooting video, shooting photos on low light because you will see some graininess. It's not the best lens on a poorer lighting conditions. So I would say an even better and of course bigger ultra-wide lens would be so cool. It will give a more parity look between the two lenses, between the 0.5 ultra-wide camera and of course the new wide lens. I just want better cameras on my iPhone and I'm super happy we are going to get this new wide and ultra-wide lens. As for the telephoto, well, we are not keeping the same telephoto. Not on the 16 Pro and not on the 16 Pro Max. The iPhone 16 Pro is going to get the new 5x telephoto, 120mm equivalent that the iPhone 15 Pro Max got. So before, you would have to choose, do I want a bigger telephoto or do I want the smaller iPhone? Today's day and age, well, it's the same. Apple is going to release the iPhone 16 Pro with the 5x telephoto, the same as the 15 Pro Max, but according to rumors, they are going to release an even bigger telephoto on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. This is the one that I still kind of reticent about. I don't think that Apple is going to change the lens 2 years in a row. It's kind of weird if they do, but if they can do it, I'm super here for it. But I don't think they will. I think this is a very far out leak. I think this is more of a prediction than a confirmed leak, so take these leaks with a huge grain of salt, but I don't think this is going to happen. So expect at least the iPhone 16 Pro to get the 5x telephoto. That's almost a given, because I think that the feature parity between these two phones is possible. Maybe Apple this year did not have enough telephoto lenses to put on both iPhones, so decided to keep it to the only exclusive, more expensive model. But this year, I do believe they will keep it up and put it on both iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. So, with all of these in mind, the new iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max camera is going to be even better than the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max. Maybe it's next year that we are going to replace our mirrorless cameras with the iPhone, right? I don't think so. I think it will take it at least 2, 3, 4 more years until we get a more feature parity between big mirrorless cameras and our iPhones. But they are getting close, guys. They are getting close. Another thing that Apple is going to add to the new iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max is a new capture button. This will open up the camera and start capturing video, spatial video to be more precise. This is useful because if you want to add new features and want to make people more used to these new features, you just need to have a quickest way to use it, an easy way to use it. And a capture button will be that way. It will be a shortcut for this new capture video and spatial video thing for the Apple Vision Pro. And you can look into iOS 18's new features and actually realize that, well, Apple could do it with the shortcut button, the action button. But I do believe this will be used as more of a shortcut button to activate small shortcuts than to use the spatial video. Apple wants really a specific button for capturing spatial video and opening up the camera and maybe using it as a camera shutter for your iPhone. This will be super cool and leave the action button for more shortcut things. iOS 18 gave us this new shortcut menu on the control center where you can scroll up and choose between different shortcuts. And this is cool because it will enable you to use the action button to actually start up new shortcuts that third-party apps can create now and launch natively on iOS. So this is super cool. So the capture button is expected for you to use as a camera shutter. This will be quite a cool thing and I want to try out on the next iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. As for the batteries, we are getting an even bigger battery on the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. Expect a jump between 5 and 7% on these iPhones. So I don't know if they are getting bigger in terms of size, but I'm pretty much sure they are getting bigger batteries, which means better battery life. And together with that, the A18 chip, expect at least 1 to 2 hours gain on the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max, or expect some more power-hungry features so it can keep up the same battery life. Of course, this is big news, because now the biggest change of them all is coming. The display is getting bigger. Yes, the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max are getting bigger sized bodies. I haven't talked about this during the video, and you're probably asking, when will we talk about the 6.3 and 6.9 inch displays? Calm down, I'll let it to the end of the video. This is the new display size scheme for Apple. Apple is going to release the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus. These are going to be 6.1 and 6.7 inches, the same size. But then, the iPhone Pro models are getting bigger. The iPhone 16 Pro is getting 6.3 inch size displays, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max is going to get a 6.9 inch display. These are pretty much confirmed. And these are probably the only leaks you can believe at 100% confidence, because they came from Ross Young, and by now Apple has already defined the size of the displays, the size of the iPhone. The whole system is already defined. The only things they can tweak now is small details. So the display size is pretty much confirmed, 6.3 and 6.9 inch sized iPhones. These are going to be huge, guys. Even bigger than the current iPhones, especially the 6.9 inch Pro Max iPhone. That's going to be huge. This is a 6.7 inch iPhone, is already too big for me. I want the big display, but I don't want the huge form factor. I love the iPhone 15 Pro, but I just cannot live without this 6.7 inch beautiful OLED display. On the iPhone 16 Pro Max, it's going to be 6.9 inch. Some people in the comments are saying that, oh, they're just going to reduce the bezels. But no, guys, it's not enough. It's not enough to reduce these tiny, tiny bezels present on the iPhone 15 Pro. You do really need to increase the size. And leaks, renders, and some photos from CAD models have given us the idea how much this will be in terms of size compared to the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And as you can see, they are a little bit bigger, a tiny bit, but it's noticeable. So I hope they are not too big in the hand. And so these are the hardware features confirmed, or at least leaked, for the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. Most of them, they are pretty much confirmed. Maybe the capture button will be the most wildest of shots. But I do believe the new wide lens, the new 40 megapixel sensors, are at least comprehensible upgrades, and Apple will do them. As for the capture button, is a big change to the iPhone, so quickly, let's see if it happens. As for the display size, well, by now, Apple has decided the display size for their new iPhone lineup coming up in September, so that's pretty much confirmed. As for iOS features, well, we already got iOS 18. This is the software that will launch with the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. And as you can see, we got the new customizations, we got the new control center. You can now switch the toggles on the lock menu. So as you can see, I have a camera and a flashlight, but if I want to change, I can put Shazam there. Currently, I have Shazam and the flashlight, both shortcuts that I use a lot. You'll be able also to use the new passwords app. So this thing right here, the new passwords app, pretty cool to store your passwords, RIP 1Password. And yeah, the new icons customization, the new colors, the new size, you can remove the text, you can put icons everywhere, no more empty widgets and transparent widgets to occupy spaces to make these home screens. You have the new Apple Intelligence features with ChatGPT integration, you have AI all over the system, only available on the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, but of course, whenever the Apple releases iPhone 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max, I'm not sure if the iPhone 16 will get it, but if it does, of course they will get Apple Intelligence. I've heard some guy in the comments say that Apple will probably keep Apple Intelligence for the iPhone 16 Pro and the Pro model specifically. That's the reason they did not release it to the iPhone 15s, not to startle confusion. So Apple released it only on the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, not the iPhone 15s, not to make anyone confused, and define the strategy from the beginning. And then by the time they release the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max, they will be added to the supported list of iOS devices for Apple Intelligence, not the iPhone 16. And that's my big doubt. Will the iPhone 16 added to the new Apple Intelligence supported list? I'm not sure. But let me know in the comments below what is your opinion. Thank you guys for watching, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, which is the feature from the iPhone 16 you are most excited for. Me is the new display sizes, the new polished look, and of course, the new camera system. Let me know in the comments below what you think, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye.